I'm Josh.
I'm Mark.
And this is Alter Ego Comics TV, episode number 186. We are here today. This is Alter Ego Comics, the Good Stuff edition. We're going to bring you the best comics that came out this week. And what was your favorite this week, Mark?
My favorite was Spider-Woman #1 by Dennis Hopeless and Greg Land. This is a Spider-Verse tie-in, and a word of caution, you should read Amazing Spider-Man #10 before you read Spider-Woman #1 this week. It won't cause any irreparable damage if you do it the other way, but it may be more enjoyable. Spider-Woman spins right out of Spider-Verse, and it's Jessica Drew and Silk and Prohibition Spider-Man, a.k.a. Spider-Man Noir, in a different universe where New York City is very much like the movie Stargate. There's sand and like weird animals and other things, and they're trying to keep Silk away from the... What are those people called? The Morelands. It's not the Morelands. The
Imperators or...
We'll figure it out.
Something.
The bad family that's trying to kill all the spiders. Because Silk is apparently an important person to them. What was she called? There's the totem, there's the something.
She's the bride.
She's the bride. Silk is the bride. And is it Kane who also is...
Kane is the other.
The other, I think. And Peter is the something.
The important one. Spider-Man.
He's the beaver. Jerry Mathers. I didn't know what to expect from this. Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman, to me, has never been a character that I've been extremely interested in. Mm-hmm. She's also been a character that historically has never been able to support her own title for more than 2 or 3 years at a time. So I think this is a good opportunity to introduce a new Jessica Drew Spider-Woman series coming out of Spider-Verse, because everyone is talking about Spider-Verse. So this is an adventure with this team, and you'll see after reading Amazing Spider-Man 10 that there are several teams that are deployed for different reasons, and so it will make sense. But the bottom line, if you can... I don't know how to say this in a nice way. If you can look past or get by the art by Greg Land is a very polarizing artist. There are lots of people who like his stuff, but it seems like there are more people that don't like his stuff because it's very photorealistic. I've seen comparisons on the internet of stuff that he's drawn for X-Men versus stuff that he's drawn for other titles, and he's basically just changing the uniforms and using the same poses for the different female characters.
And is he the one that got in trouble a couple years ago for basically stealing poses from...
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, movies and such.
So, I mean, his artwork is very polished, but it's almost too polished. So if you can get past that and just enjoy the story, I think Dennis Hopeless does a great job with the script and injecting humor. And Jessica is very funny in this, yes, which you don't necessarily get a lot of in the Avengers books.
Well, normally she's there with Spider-Man and Hawkeye, people who are, wisecrackers, so she comes off more brutish. But they did a great job in here of contrasting her personality with the other, because basically she's, compared to the other people she's working with, she's been a superhero longer than anyone.
Yeah, she's the veteran of the group.
Yeah, they give you enough of her backstory that if you don't know anything about her, you can follow and understand what the conflict is, but they also make it fun and fresh for people who already know that information. So yeah, I thought it was a great first issue.
Yeah, so 2 thumbs up for Spider-Woman #1.
All right, and my pick of the week this week, as it is several weeks, is Batman and Robin #36, written by Pete Tomasi with art by Patrick Gleason. This continues the story of Robin Rises. We've got a team of Robins composed of Batgirl, Red Hood, Titus the Bat Hound, and Red Robin, Tim Drake, on the planet where Apocalypse, along with Cyborg, trying to stop Batman from killing himself or possibly help him rescue Damian's corpse from the bad guys. And we've got Batman just going crazy. He's in a mech suit that's draining his life to sustain it so that he can finally fight back against the New Gods and or not the New Gods themselves. Are the people of Apocalypse still part of the New Gods? I don't know.
I never really got the New Gods.
Darkseid and his boys. And it's just amazing. The great character interaction between them. There's humor. There's pathos. There's a really scary Batman. Like I'm concerned for his well-being. And the reveal on the last page is telegraphed a little, but it was still very gratifying. And it's just the most fun I had this week in comics.
If you read Batman's lines as Christian Bale in Batman, "Where's my son? Where's my son?" That was a bad Christian Bale. Swear to me.
Christian Bale does a bad Christian Bale, so.
Yeah. All right, a couple quick hits for me from DC. Now, Wonder Woman number 36 is the first issue by the new creative team of Meredith and David Finch, and it's worth checking out if you're a Wonder Woman fan. There's some choice moments in here. I think there's some good dialogue between Wonder Woman and some of the other members of the Justice League in here. I still am doing a serious head scratch as to how Meredith Finch got the job on this book, because I don't think she's ever written anything. Ever. So if you can get past that, again, that there is someone, and lots of comic book. As a comic book writer, you have to start somewhere.
Right.
So
usually it's not Wonder Woman.
Yeah, usually it's not one of your top 3 characters at a major publishing company. But oh well, David Finch's artwork is always fun to look at. Hopefully he can stay on schedule. Yeah,
and it is a completely new arc. They don't necessarily... You don't need to know anything that happened in the past 3 years. They do pick up... There are some little hints here and there for people who did read it to enjoy. But yeah, you can start with Wonder Woman 36 and be in good shape.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, honestly. And I hadn't read the Azzarello and Chang stuff in a very long time, and I could still obviously figure out what was going on with Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman 36, the beginning of a new... direction.
Era.
A new direction for Wonder Woman. Justice League number 36 continues the Amazo Virus storyline, written by Jeff Johns with artwork by John Fabok. Is it John? What is your name? Jason Fabok. Love it. Love it. Justice League is firing on all cylinders. Love having Lex Luthor in the Justice League. Yeah. It creates some great story moments and directions that people can go in. And Fabok's artwork is outstanding. So there's that. You gonna give some quick hits?
I can. All right, quick hits.
Sock it to me.
Quick hits. I guess DC land, since you were over there. Injustice: Gods Among Us number 4, still awesome. Tom Taylor taking it to the magical end of the DC universe this week this whole arc really is great. You've got the Spectre sighting with Superman. You've got Raven being used as a pawn, and you've got an appearance of one of my favorite mystical DC superheroes, Ragman. That's right, Ragman versus Superman fight. This issue.
It's only one panel.
It's not. It's like half the issue, and it was very cool. And if you've been enjoying the Constantine TV show or Constantine's comics, he is obviously a key player in the magical universe and is sort of the main character of this arc of Injustice.
Okay. Any other quick hits before we move on?
No, we'll move on.
Amazing Spider-Man number 10. This is a no-brainer. Spider people.
Really, you should have started with that one and then done Spider-Man.
I should have. I like to go with my pick of the week first. So this is officially Spider-Verse Part 2, featuring the Superior Spider-Man.
Featuring every Spider-Man you can think of.
It is great, yes. So many spiders in this book. If you read the Superior Spider-Man 2-part issues, what was it, 34, 35, 33, 34, I don't remember what the numbers were, that injects Doc Ock, Superior Spidey, into the Spider-Verse storyline. This picks up from there. Doc Ock, Spider Ock, what do I want to call this guy? Superior Spidey has been gathering his own group of spiders while the other team has been jumping around, grabbing people, and eventually getting to our Peter Parker. And those two groups meet in this issue. So it's a whole heaping giant collection of people that have spider powers. And Pete realizes that, he's run into Doc Ock while he was still in possession of his body. Miles Morales is in here, which is great, and Miles realizes that the Superior Spidey is not quite the Spidey that he ran into in the Spider-Man crossover. Olivier Coipel's artwork continues to astound and amaze, and I really got to go back and read House of M to get a good look at his artwork from many, many years ago. Solid stuff. So, several things are set up as we get towards the end of the issue. As I mentioned earlier, teams are organized and sent off on different missions, and one of those is going to be Scarlet Spiders, which comes out, I think, next week. And that's Jessica... It's all the clones. So it's Kane,
Jessica
Riley,
Drew,
and
Ben Riley.
Yeah.
And
Jessica Drew from the Ultimate Universe.
Ultimate Jess.
This is confusing now.
Too many Spider-Women.
So one team is Scarlet Spiders, made up of the cloned Spider people. One group is the Spider-Woman team that is off doing their thing, and then there are several other groups. Just so good. I want to read this in one massive collection. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do this, how they're going to collect all of these Spider-Verse things that have been going on, and I really want, in fact, in the letters pages in this one, there are lots of letters about May Parker,
Mm-hmm.
and people are pleading now for a May Parker ongoing series, this version of May, because we've got the Gwen Stacy, Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl, whatever, that's going to be an ongoing. Silk is getting an ongoing. Don't know if you knew that or not. And there are now rumors that Spider Lady, Victorian era steampunk
Lady Spider
is going to get her own book too. So I think that's probably too much Spider stuff, but I really would love to see Dan Slott tackle May Parker. I think it would be a great book. And I don't know if the other stuff is in print, but it'd be great to get
the majority of the Mayday stuff is not.
Yeah, because now would be the time.
Right.
Now would be the time, Marvel, to get your Spider-Girl stuff back in print so we could sell it to people that want to read about this character.
Yeah, and I have to applaud Marvel in this case, not for not printing stuff, which they do a lot actually, but especially a lot of people, maybe a month ago, we had cards in the store, postcards with all of the Spider-Verse tie-ins, and their eyes got really big and they looked sad in their hearts. But I love
sad in their wallets.
Yeah. But it looked. This issue does an amazing job of telling you what each miniseries is about. So as long as you're reading Amazing, you're going to know which series you want to read by the time it hits the stands, which is great. Far better than we get for a lot of crossovers. So kudos on that, but maybe reprint some Mayday stuff. You did quick hits or back to me?
You got like 27 books in
I
front
have
of you.
27 books over here. All right. Let's go with my next pick. Batman Superman 16. Written by Greg Pak, art with Artie and Saif. And this is an issue that I don't really care for the plot going on in the issue, but there were amazing character and emotional moments, and you should read it. If you're a Batman and Superman fan, you should pick this up. Somebody, it's not clear who, somebody is basically targeting Superman and his allies with bullets that were bad enough to hurt Supergirl and to pierce Steel's armor, and if you're not one of those type people, they were bad enough to kill you. And that is all I can tell you. But this is just a great. This reminds me a lot of the Superman Adventure stuff. This is just classic Superman. It has that great emotional resonance and was awesome. So first issue of a new arc. You don't need to know anything that's been going on. Pick it up, check it out, and maybe cry a little bit. Just a little. And next up, with a quick hit, Superman Wonder Woman number 13. This is the first issue by Tomasi? Yeah, Peter Tomasi, whom I love over on Batman and Robin and mostly everything else he writes, is taking over Superman Wonder Woman from the inimitable Charles Soule. And we've got art by Doug Mahnke, who has some questionable choices. For a lot of this book, Superman is prettier than Wonder Woman, which is a little odd, and he looks a lot like John Barrowman to me. But does a good job of combining superpowers and a certain level of domesticity. His dialogue, Tomasi's dialogue is very good. The interaction between Clark and Diana is really what the book is all about. Diana. I don't know who that is either.
Dionne Warwick?
Yes.
That's what friends are for? What?
But just very cool, and we also get to see some superhero-y action, and Superman has a new power that's revealed. So pick her up to check that one out. Back to you.
And back to you. Back to you, Mark. Well, thanks, Josh. All right, this is kind of a quick hit. Daredevil number 10 continues the saga of the Purple Man and his children, taking on Matt Murdock, and it's just the series is so good. It's worth checking out. Not a lot happens. I mean, this storyline is resolved, but there may be long-lasting effects on Matt Murdock. Just enjoyed it.
You're doing it wrong. Daredevil fights mind-controlled children in a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
Brilliant.
What he said. Mind-controlling purple children in Chuck E. Cheese, and one kid tries to drink beer.
Yeah.
And one of his siblings, I guess, says, "Don't do that." Daredevil, always a fine read. All right, last up for me is Avengers and X-Men Axis, number 6. The more I read this, the more I like it. I wasn't really sure in the beginning whether I was going to dig the whole gist of it, and now you've basically got good guys acting like bad guys and bad guys acting like good guys, and some of the good guys are still good, and now they're working with the bad guys, and if you can follow all of that stuff, you're going to like it. And I think it's one of those things that no Marvel fan should be without. I think if you're a fan of Marvel Comics, you need to be reading Avengers and X-Men, and it's been very enjoyable Terry Dodson still on art, Rick Remender still at the helm, writing things. Good stuff. And it's 9 issues, so we've got 3 issues to go, and we'll see what the Marvel Universe looks like after that.
And in a corollary to that, 2 other Axis tie-ins this week that were super great. Axis Revolutions Issue 2, this is the sort of anthology series, features a lead story with Sabretooth versus Nightcrawler, except in this version we've got an evil Nightcrawler and a good Sabretooth, which is quite cool. But I really love the backup story, which is depowered evil Thor running amok with a reporter across America. Lots of cool just little references. And it ties in directly both to the story issues we see in Axis itself and what we see in this week's Loki, Agent of Axis, number 8. And Loki is now good because of the inverted thing, although I question that because he wasn't super bad before. It seems like people like Magneto and Loki shouldn't really have changed much since they're so close to the line between hero and villain.
I don't think Magneto got hit by the wave.
He wasn't there, yeah.
Right, so Magneto is still behaving like Magneto does, which
right.
is usually more good than bad these days.
Recently. But Loki is on the good side, along with Enchantress, I believe, is a goodie now, and the interaction between them and the other Asgardians who aren't affected by the wave is super great. But yeah, the big payoff is Thor and Loki with their moralities reversed in Las Vegas, which is where you want to be if you're immortal and on the gray side of morality. 2 quick ones. We've got Inhuman number 8. I haven't been talking about this lately, but I really like what Soul's been doing for the last 2 or 3 issues. He's introduced a new Inhuman who's a former New York City detective. This is just my favorite new character in this series, and it's very cool. And we get finally the revelation of where Black Bolt is and what Maximus the Mad's been doing and what those 2 things have to do with each other. And the last hit this week, this is comes with a caveat. Grant Morrison wrote this, so take from that what you will. But we've got the next part of Multiversity, Pax Americana, number 1, because that makes sense. We got art this time around by Frank Quitely with an assist by some other people. And this is the Charlton characters. So Blue Beetle, Captain Atom, Mask? Wow, The Question. And it's the worst kept secret in comics that originally Alan Moore's Watchmen was going to be about these characters, and this is very much that interpretation. This is Watchmen, but sort of in continuity. It varies a little bit character by character. Blue Beetle is still not quite what we saw in Watchmen, but The Question is like 99% Rorschach. And what he does with Captain Atom, who's of course the Dr. Manhattan analog, or vice versa, is very interesting. It's chronologically out of whack. It's Grant Morrison-y, but if you're a Watchmen fan, it's definitely worth a look. And kudos for using the the guy the comedian was based on, the Patriot Maker,
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Good work.
Yeah, see?
Peacemaker, who you usually don't ever see in modern comics.
Oh, come on, this is totally Dr. Manhattan.
I'm saying it's not bad. If you're a Watchmen fan, it's Captain Atom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, I didn't read this, so now there are a lot of words in this. This is just like Watchmen. There's like 12 panels per page.
So if you're a Watchmen fan, it's definitely worth a look,
Man,
or if you've been enjoying Morrison's stuff.
If Alan Moore gave a crap, someone would be getting sued about now, but I guess he created it for DC.
All right, what do we have on the collected edition front?
Oh, lots of cool stuff on the collected edition front, and just in time for the holidays. We have, you want to do that one?
Oh, you can do it.
We will both talk about it.
We will.
The book that Josh and I both have on our Christmas lists this year, Saga Volume 1 Deluxe Oversized Hardcover. This is Saga number 1 through 18, plus supplemental material, and again, oversized, in a beautiful package for $49.99.
Yeah, there's a good 50 pages of script and sketches and art and stuff in the back here. Amazing.
This is a no-brainer for anybody. Even if you have the soft covers, as most of us do, you're going to want this oversized hardcover. It is just super cool.
Yeah, and if you have that friend on your list who you're pretty sure is going to like Saga, this is not a bad choice to trade up from the trades. The trades are 10 for the first one, 15 for 2 and 3, so it's 40. Go to upgrade to the awesome hardcover with the bigger art and the back matter for another $10. It makes it a wonderful gift.
Absolutely. All right, also a wonderful gift for the child on your Christmas list is the Frozen Cinestory collection that came out this week. This is basically the film chopped up into panels with no singing. It's over 300 pages of Frozen goodness, perfect for the Frozen fan on your holiday gift list, and it's just a nice presentation as well.
And that's Cinestory with a C-I-N-E, not an S-I.
Like Cinemascape,
like,
but Cinemascope.
Like Cinestory, the new Pokemon from the bad guys. But
So there was Teen Titans Earth 1,
yes.
hardcover by Jeff Lemire and Terry Dodson, who's everywhere apparently. He's doing Axis, he's doing Teen Titans Earth 1. So Earth 1, as a reminder, is DC's Ultimate Universe,
basically,
for lack of a better correlation. So we've had Superman Earth 1 by J. Michael Straczynski, we had Batman Earth 1 by Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, and now we have Teen Titans Earth 1. So this is perfect for anybody that has an interest in the Teen Titans, even if they don't know anything about them. So it's designed as an entry-level book explaining who these characters are, and it's set in present day. So for existing fans, if you're a fan of Teen Titans, you want to check it out to see what's different. And some characters that are not currently in the Teen Titans comic are in the Earth 1 hardcover.
Some characters that aren't currently in
Some
continuity.
characters that don't exist in the New 52 are in this.
So yeah, so if you like the pre-New 52 DC, this might be a good look for you.
Yeah, and again, perfect for someone that wants to get into the Teen Titans. Is there another one?
Tomb Raider Volume 1 collects the beginning of the Gail Simone run that was really well regarded. Even around here, where we neither played Tomb Raider nor really... I guess that was the whole thing. There was no other thing to go with that. But we love Gail Simone, though, so we checked it out, and it was fun. Anybody who likes video games will probably enjoy it. It's a great sequel to the last great Tomb Raider game.
Yep, so that's a great gift idea. So there you go. 4 awesome collected editions. Lots of incredible comics to choose from this week. What did you like this week? Let us know in the comments below. We'll keep talking about all of the books that we like. And we should be coming up on another previews episode, not next week, but I think the following week. We're going to do our previews deep dive, so look forward to that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.